Okay, this is CPL 1.20-13. This is a very interesting, tricky kind of question, but not really tricky if you really read it. So which of the following constitutes a conviction? Remember 1.20 with all those definitions and the way back in the beginning of the CPL? Well, here are the two answers. One, you got to select out of the answers. The imposition and entry of a sentence following the entry of a plea of guilty or a verdict of guilty. 2, the entry of a plea of guilty upon an indictment. Okay, let's pull this apart. What is a conviction? Okay, a conviction is either the court or the jury entering a verdict of guilty. That's a conviction. Or if the person pleads guilty, that's a conviction. So we have this first answer, and it starts off the imposition and entry of a sentence. Let's just stop there. This is the first part of number 1. That's part of a definition of what a sentence means. So it can be tricky, but not really, because that's not the exact definition of what a conviction is. Even though it follows it up with following the entry of a plea of guilty or a verdict of guilty. Okay, so that is what a conviction is. But even the first part isn't a complete definition of a sentence, because a sentence is an imposition and entry of a sentence upon conviction. Okay, so number 1 is wrong. They're trying to sidetrack you and confuse you, okay, by throwing in that whole sentence thing. Just know straight up, a conviction is an entry of a plea of guilty by the person who's being prosecuted, or a verdict by a court or a jury. And that's it. That's what a conviction is. So when they start throwing in imposition and entry of a sentence, that's not even the full definition of a sentence, because then it's upon conviction. All right, so just be careful with that. So number 2 is correct. It's very straightforward. It is what it is, and it is exactly what a conviction is. The entry of a plea of guilty upon indictment. So that person that is being charged is entering a plea of guilty and upon indictment, and that's a conviction. That's the correct answer.